For today's vlog, I want to tell you a story. Now this is a story about the airline KLM, and the story involves two houses, the house on my right and the house on my left. This story takes place in three locations. The first place is the United States of America. The second place is Amsterdam, and the third place is Saudi Arabia. Let's begin. So one day, not too long ago, I went to the airport in San Francisco. And I arrived at the airport to get on a KLM flight to go to Amsterdam. We were probably somewhere between Minneapolis and Iceland when they came around with a little cart. And on that cart, they handed me house number 1. So the house is these little houses that the KLM airline gives away to people when they fly with them. They have this little wax on top. They're very cute. They're individually numbered, so you can collect all the different houses. And I was really excited about putting it on my nightstand or somewhere in the house because Amsterdam is one of my favorite cities. And if you look closely, that's pretty much all it said. On the back, it just has the KLM name and the name of the company that made it and no other information. So I was very excited and I put that in my bag and forgot about it. So I make it to the airport in Amsterdam, I get some work done, and then I get on my plane, and then I arrive to Saudi Arabia. Now Saudi Arabia is special because drinking alcohol and possession of alcohol is illegal. I knew that, so I went into the country, got in, no problem, did all my work, left the country. Now flying back home on a KLM flight, I was flying from Saudi Arabia to Amsterdam, regular seat, and when I was leaving the plane, I saw another one of those houses, house number 2, and I was excited and I asked the flight attendant if I could have it. And she said no problem. I took it, and when I was getting off the plane, and I realized that house number 2 didn't have the wax cap and it was empty. And if we look closely, it says that this house is empty because of custom regulations. And I was thinking, it probably had some sort of alcoholic thing in it. I had no idea. If we go back to house number 1, when I was entering into Saudi Arabia, I was smuggling alcohol into the country. Thankfully, I was able to get in and out of the country without people realizing that I was bringing alcohol into it. And I didn't know that there was alcohol until I found house number 2 and it said that's why this is empty. I love me these houses. I love me some KLM flights. I just wish they would make a little thing that says, hey, warning, these have alcohol. If you're continuing on your flight to a country like Saudi Arabia, I recommend taking this out of your bag or at least emptying it unless you want to go to prison.